A quick look at the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you can see like the stock market is actually sort of recovering. It's like we found the bottom and now we're headed back up. It's a downtrend reversal right here. Literally, I don't know what it looks like with the RSI or anything like that. I don't want to get too specific, but XPENG, we could be cooking up at RSI, reversal right here. We just start moving back up. We're really in the oversold area for the most part. With a lot of people just selling the stock off. It just a lot of fear in the market. Take a look down in the description. There's a link to Webull where you guys can get up to 2 free stocks for signing up. Check that out. Use my link and you guys will get some free money. Rest assured, like if there's people selling these stocks at these prices, they're taking losses, especially if they bought up here, up at $45-50, and now they're selling below at a loss. Someone's buying your fear. I don't know if it's retail investors who are smart or smart investors basically, or institutional investors, and they try to get in early. They try to get in at a discount, so they use these opportunities to buy a bunch of these stocks and to accumulate more. And they're just taking them straight from people that are selling out of fear, and that's why they're looking for multiplier, like with the gains. They're not just looking at 5x, 10x. They want to get that 20, 30x if possible in the next 5 to 10 years. Because think about it like this: if they're buying it at, who's buying it at 40 or 50? A lot of retail investors are buying it at 40 or 50, and that's when a lot of these institutional owners, they end up taking profits. And they know what's headed. They know that there's going to be some short-term volatility, so they're going to sell at a high at 40s, 50, 60, whatever. They're going to buy back. They're going to buy back the fear that retail investors are right now experiencing with the market, falling overall with like the Dow Jones, S&P. You guys have seen how it's been falling. Now it looks like it's returning. It's going back up to mid-February, stuff like that. It looks like we could go back up there. And stuff like that doesn't affect them because they're more level-headed. They know what's coming. They know that these stocks and companies hold a lot of value, especially in the long term, because we're headed towards a society where we're going to be more EV car oriented than focusing on gas-powered vehicles, which use up a lot of energy, and it's just not sustainable. It could be very expensive. So gas prices are going to be very expensive in the future. You're hearing this from the media, like expect gas prices to go up, this and that. They're pushing this green EV agenda for sure. So they want to buy the fear. They're buying at $20-30 because the multiplier effect, the percentage gains long term are way higher when they buy at 30 than when they buy at 60. Because if they buy at 60, sure, they can get a 10x within 5 to 10 years on a stock like NEO. You buy at 60, and then 10 years from now it could be at $600. That's a 10x. But if you're buying at 30 instead of 60, that's just the easy way to just get some more gains long term. Make sure you're instead of getting a 10x, you're getting a 20x. It just gives you a better bang for your buck, kind of deal. And that's what these institutions are looking forward to. So this is like Black Friday for them. They really love this. And I want to tell you why these companies have so much value. And this is just coming from the mouth of local buyers and customers from those markets. Right now, the largest market for EV cars is China. So that's why we focus on these companies, is because that's the largest market for Tesla as well. And why some Chinese are buying local electric car brands like NEO instead of Tesla. This applies to Li Auto, also XPENG, by the way. It's not just NEO. They just put NEO over here because it's the most popular one. But one of the reasons, just to pretty much summarize everything's price and driving range. Driving range relates more to like it's Li Auto with the Li 1 because it has this engine, the fuel tank engine that could literally get an extra 400 miles or something like that. So that's crazy. I'm not going to talk too much about that because this is not about Li. This video is more about XPeng. But if we go down here, you guys can see that like government support is a big deal for NEO, for Li, and XPeng. Think about it like this: they're being subsidized. They're benefiting from buying these cars. So in an effort to support the local development of electric vehicles, the Chinese government has launched subsidy programs and emphasized the build out of a national charging network. So that's bringing a lot of jobs to the country. So it's benefiting them overall. And these are high paying jobs, jobs where they're building these charging stations, and they're also working along, especially with NEO, where they have this battery as a service. You got to have these NEO vans that are available, to service the customers if they're dealing with like a flat tire or whatever. And you know, you're gonna need a lot of people on these companies working and helping out. Just like with Amazon delivers the best customer service because they have a lot of employees that can deal with complaints and issues and stuff like that. And that just works well. So same thing with NIO. They're going to be hiring a lot of people in the future, so they're going to be expanding very quickly too. That's one of the ways they'll be expanding. So finally, many Chinese drivers are choosing electric cars because of favorable government policy, such as programs that make it far quicker and cheaper to get license plates for electric vehicles due to efforts to reduce congestion and pollution in Chinese cities. Locals often need to wait years to buy expensive license plates for fuel-powered cars. So buying a fuel-powered car over there is an inconvenience, essentially, when compared to buying an EV car. Even though EV cars are way more expensive, of course, because they're newer right now. Like if you buy a NIO ES6, yeah, that's gonna cost you a pretty penny. After waiting almost a year in Hangzhou city for a fuel-powered car license plate, a 27-year-old who requested anonymity, I don't know why, decided not to wait any longer after seeing an XPENG G3 electric car during a shopping mall trip. The car fit her budget at about 180,000 yuan after government subsidies, she said. So a car is more affordable when compared to like a Tesla Model 3 even. Check out, like, these stocks right here are at a discount. So what I see here is like Li Auto is down about 10%, NIO is about 13% down. That's a huge discount right there if you're trying to get into NIO. Right now is a good time, actually. Not financial advice. By the way, this is not financial advice. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is my own opinion. This video is for literally for entertainment purposes only. So XPENG is down about 11%. So if I was trying to, you know, accumulate for long term, I'd be buying at these prices, because I don't know when will be the next time I'll get an opportunity like this. Seriously, like if we start moving back up to the 50s or 60s for this stock, keep in mind XPENG ended up actually going up to $70, something that NIO hasn't done. NIO has gone up to 60, right? 60 something, 70, but like I think XPENG did way more than that, a little more. So just keep in mind you're buying these stocks right now at a very cheap price when compared to their all-time highs. The valuation of Li Auto, XPENG, and NIO soared last year to where an eye-popping comparable delivery numbers are now expected. Market caps of the three range from 20 billion to 60 billion. That's really interesting. Like these three brand new companies, what you could call like startups, are collectively worth about $60 billion. You know, that's at their peak of their market cap. Like that's when the stocks were at a high price in November and stuff like that. Candy is still valued lower than 1 billion. If you guys see value in Candy Technologies, and I mean it's a $1 billion market cap, so low cap, you guys could literally have, there's a lot of room for it to grow if it starts getting some of that market share. But it is just the beginning to expand to the US, so where it helps to create a niche following. The overall EV sector had quite a year in 2020. Many Chinese producers garnered investor dollars since they're in the largest global auto market, but these are long-term investments, with companies coming off with a very low base of sales. It seems that some investors are realizing it will be a long ride and are decided to cash in some outside gains. Some people are deciding to cash out to sell some of these stocks and buy this and do this whole crypto thing where they start buying Bitcoin and Ethereum because they're trying to get some outside gains. And what ends up happening there is that still benefits stocks though, because if you once these retail investors or any smart investor realizes like, yo, they wake up to the fact that we're currently right now in a cryptocurrency bull run, they know that you could essentially turn 10 grand into $100,000, get a 10x on your money, because that's just what happens in a bull run. You know, I don't know if you're sleeping under a rock or something, but if you look at 2017 to 2018, there was a lot of people that bought in at the middle of 2017, and 6 months later they turned, like, literally they could have turned 10 grand to 100 grand easily. And most cryptocurrencies that are still around today, like XLM, XRP, you're talking about ADA, stuff like that, even Ethereum and Bitcoin obviously. But this is something that could happen, is at the end of this bull cycle, people are going to cash out their crypto and then go back into stocks, and they're going to try to load the boat on these companies like Tesla, NIO, Apple. These companies that will hold a lot of value in the years to come, and they'll try to do that before we're in like 2022, 2025, when the price starts heading to the moon because of just regulations and stuff. Like I've been saying, laws that will require us to start driving these cars more than gas-powered vehicles. Especially in China, it's going to get a lot tighter, and also in Europe. I don't know about the US. US is a little later, like 2035, stuff like that. But that will allow these stocks to essentially go up, like just start moving up naturally, because people are going to be putting their money where they think it's going to be safe for the next 10 years. And that's tech stocks, EV stocks for sure. And some are just going to put it into index funds as well, because that's like the most secure, more safe spot to leave your money in. It will just grow there. It's slowly, but it will grow. You know, you'll get rich, just not overnight. And that's essentially what I think will happen, because people are trying to look for some easy money. They're looking for short-term gains, and a lot of gains at that too. So it's not like, you know, they want to get some short-term gains, double, triple their money right now in the short term, so they can come back to these stocks and then load the boat, hopefully at low prices, so that they can have more than what they had before they cashed out on the stocks and bought crypto, and then try to turn that 100K from crypto, put it into something that has value, that will have value in the next 10 years. And who knows, what if you turn that 100K that you got from crypto into like $1 million in 10 years? You get a 10x on your $100,000 investment. That could essentially happen if Tesla, Neo, and all these stocks go up in price 10 to 20x from where we're currently at right now, which is entirely possible. Like I've been saying, like Neo, XPENG, all these stocks, if they're still around by 2030, because of demand and all that stuff and inflation and this and that, definitely see a 600 or plus price on these stocks, talking thousands of dollars, possibly even $1,000 if there's no like stock splits or anything like that. But when you take even those into consideration, the stock splits, you know, the equivalent of whatever $1,000 is in 10 years from now. But yeah, that's just my own opinion. Hope you all enjoyed this video. This is not financial advice, so this is literally for entertainment purposes only. I gotta repeat this. I can't even emphasize this enough. I just don't want you guys investing because of anything I say or do. You guys should do your own due diligence and research before you buy into anything. Literally, when it comes to like buying Bitcoin or stocks, don't buy it because the crowd is doing it. Do it because you think there's value in that long term. But that's essentially all I wanted to say for this video about XPENG. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. Again, free stocks, link is in the description of my video.